wow. It's again, the perception of what it means to be black. My mother used to work in the suburbs too. Now I had just started driving, and it was to the point where my mother, to let me practice driving a little bit more, she would let me, during the summer months when we were out of school, she would let me take her to work. I go home with the car, do what I was going to do, and then I'll come back and pick her up later on in the day. Man, one day I went out to her job to pick her up. I went into the reception room and I had on a do-rag, right? I wasn't thinking nothing of it, right? Man, my mother lit me up. I mean, she just ripped me like, don't you ever come up to my job like that, dressed like. I'm like, damn, what did I do? She was like, just the lady, the white lady who was at the reception desk was just kind of looking at me kind of strange. So my mother was just like, what did you think? He was going to rob you or something? And usually in my house, my father was the one who would get hot and my mother would be the one to, handle it a little bit on the more calm. But that day, my mother is the one who lit me up, and my father came into the room and he had to sit me down like, Mark, you are a black male in the United States. You are a black male, and you went out to you in the suburbs in a majority white area. This is how they see. He even explained, he was like, look, me and you can wear the same clothes if we go into a certain area, and I will be perceived a little bit different than you because of your age bracket, but you can't go out into suburban, mostly white areas looking like a thug, because that's exactly how they're going to see you. So that, I mean, my late teens is when all of this stuff really started to hit me.
Well, I got two things. Let me go here because it's related to the do-rag story, and it involves
Kurt. Another do-rag story.
No, it involves Kurt though, so I'm going to tell this story.
I'm the only one that didn't wear a do-rag.
You never cared. Kurt was rocking the Lenny Kravitz hairstyle before Lenny Kravitz was rocking it. So.
Okay, all right.
But it's one of those things where one time, Kurt used to be my barber. We're going back to the early 90s, and because he started cutting my hair, I probably have not paid for a haircut since that time. So Kurt would always cut me up. And so one time I did try to do it myself, and I think I made the part like that big, or it was like huge. And so I called him like, Kurt, I need you to come over and fix this. I need you to come fix it. So he was like, all right. So Kurt came through. And so then he was like, man, I'm just going to have to shave your head. I'm like, no. Man, I'm going to just have to shave it. And so then at this time, that was when everybody was getting something cut into their head. So we looking around my room, and I had, because y'all know it was geek to have some Adidas back then, I had an Adidas tag. And Kurt looks at it and was like, I could do this. So Kurt cut an Adidas sign.
Damn, that's wild.
So the rest was ball. Now, for this reason, I had to go.
Somebody had to take a picture of this.
I had to go. I ended up going somewhere and went to pick up my father. And it was white folks around, right? My dad sees me, and immediately he was like, what's that in the back of your head? I'm like, I honestly think had I been probably no more than 5 years younger, I would have got a whipping. It was that bad. If I wouldn't have been grown, I think I would have took some lashes on that one. He didn't come out here when white folks see what they thinking about my son. God doggone look like a marijuana leaf in the back of his head. Oh, and what the interesting part about it though, similar to what you guys are talking about, is your story, Mark. That was one of the overt times we talked about racism, because now it was almost like, you don't embarrass us in front of these white folks. You need to know this because this is how the world is. When in other times we didn't get that overt conversation. So let me go here